Hello again, Wingman. This is a prototype crystal light test unit that Pimax has kindly lent me so that I can do some reviews and comparisons, and this will be an initial review because I've only had the unit for a couple of days. Once I've had more time to play and analyze it, I'll give you a more thorough review. Unlike the OG crystal that was powered primarily over USB and battery, the light is powered directly through the DP cable via a power adapter. The cable has a single DisplayPort, USB and HMD connections, along with the power injection hub. This test unit weighed in at 581 grams, so is significantly lighter than the OG crystal. Pimax listened to the strong community feedback regarding wanting a cut-down crystal that does away with the battery and the XR chip. To reduce the price to a level that was deemed accessible, the Tobii eye tracking was also removed, and that cuts down on the substantial Tobii licensing costs. Peripheral USB sockets have also been removed. All things considered, the hardware, licensing and weight savings make the Crystal Light a pure PC VR headset that should better align with much of the PC VR market. This pre-production test unit still has removable lenses, whereas in the production version the lenses will not be removable. The Crystal Light fits well unless, like me, you have a 220mm IPD and giant ears. Comparing the OG crystal with the light side by side, we can see the removal of the auxiliary ports. However, both are still capable of accepting the lighthouse faceplate. Both have inside-out tracking, which has come a long way since last summer and is pretty much perfected. The Crystal Light has returned to the straight-in approach with the cable. The Crystal Light doesn't have a battery, so the back of the head strap is almost identical to the 8KX. Whereas the OG crystal could accept the hand tracking module, the lack of USB ports on the light make this not a possibility. The reason for the OG crystal's lenses looking different is because I have the big FOV lenses installed. The OG crystal has the DMAS headphones installed, whereas the basic light comes with the SMAS headphones pre-installed. Removing the faceplates, we can see that the OG crystal required cooling fans due to the additional processors, eye tracking cameras, servos and electronics, whereas the light doesn't need the additional cooling. Both units still exhibit the connector required for the other faceplates, such as the lighthouse faceplate, to be fitted if desired. Side by side with the 8KX, we see that the identical top strap is being used on the light, and that the back head strap assembly is near identical between the two units. Indeed, apart from the colour, the head strap system is almost identical to the 8KX. However, the 8KX boasts those monstrous Fresnel lenses which gave it such a large FOV at the loss of clarity outside of the central region of the image. The light has the same glass aspheric lenses of the OG crystal, and the panels are the same too, so there's no reason why the image quality of the light should be any less than the OG crystal. Side by side with the Reverb G2, we see that the depth of the headsets is almost identical, whereas the light is much wider, but the light also has a much larger FOV than the G2, along with a significantly higher resolution. Side by side with the Quest 3, it's clear that the Quest 3 is the smallest of the headsets, besides the big screen beyond. However, the number of pixels in the Quest 3 is much less too, and the lack of DP cable means that sending the display over a USB connection from the PC results in quite heavy image compression, whereas the light is using a DisplayPort system. In many respects, It is unfair to compare the Quest 3 with the Crystal Lite directly, as the Quest 3's principal purpose is standalone and mixed reality gaming. When setting up the Crystal Lite, it is important to note that you need to be very sure that the HMD end is pushed all the way in. The shoulder of the plug should end up flush with the headset. The cable can then be routed through the head strap's cable management system. IPD is adjusted mechanically via a small wheel on the left side of the headset. Software setup was incredibly straightforward, requiring an update to Pimax Play's software. Pass-through mode is available, in addition to 72, 90 and 120 Hz mode. 36, 45 and 60 Hz can be achieved through using half-rate lock. I'm showing you Thru-lens footage taken with my Samsung S1 and with no foveated rendering turned on and the resolution set to maximum in Pimax Play. OpenXR Toolkit's resolution is also set unaltered. Even though, with 4K per eye and on a carrier deck in the rain, we're still getting workable frame rates. Turning on quad views would improve this number dramatically, but mean that you'd have to move your head around more because the clarity of the screen outside of the foveate region would be downgraded as with any foveated rendering scheme. However difficult it is to get through the lens video to capture the true essence of what one would see with their own eyes, this still gives you a good impression as to the clarity. When wearing the Crystal Lite, the image remains pretty much clear all the way to the edge of the image, not something that could be said for the G2 or the 8KX for that matter. In addition, the Lite gives you the ability to let the headset grow with your system. I originally ran my 8KX on a 3060 Ti with 4K per eye and used fixed foveated rendering to gain back frame rate to make DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator reasonably playable. When I upgraded to a 3080, I could then relax some of the FFR settings accordingly. It's clear, to my eyes at least, that this test headset didn't have completely optimized distortion profiles and that I am probably using a fixed lens distortion profile for these removable lenses. However, this image is still truly impressive compared to the similarly priced competition. The F16 comes to life in the Crystal Lite 2, and you can see the clarity of the image in the sweet spot where my phone's lens is located. In the future, I will be publishing an optimization guide for the Crystal Lite for a variety of GPUs and simulators, so stay tuned. Even in Microsoft Flight Simulator, known for being very hard on CPUs and GPUs alike, running at maximum resolution without any foveated rendering is still possible at reasonable frame rates. Obviously, one would have to scale down resolution and other settings if running a lesser system, but it's all still very workable. Well, wingmen, that was my quick 2-day roundup of the Pimax Crystal Lite. Be sure to subscribe for future updates and to support the channel, remembering it's free to subscribe, but it really does help the channel grow. So, ultimate question. If I was in the market for a sub $1,000 headset to upgrade from my G2 or my Q2 for that matter, would I buy this? Well, from what I've seen so far, I think I probably would. If you're looking for a discount on the Crystal Lite, you'll find an affiliate link and coupon code in the description below. Until next time, wingmen.